Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having an incredible, incredible day, and may peace be upon you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining our training today. The quickest way to be a best-selling author and make money. And today I'm joined by my team member, who is a multiple #1 best-selling author, Mehta, and a TEDx speaker. Michelle, come and say hello.
Hi, everyone. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you, Izzy. I'm so
You're
excited to talk
welcome.
about all things books today.
All things books, and more importantly, how can you make money out of it? Because this is what's missing. People usually like, ta-da, I'm a best-selling author. And then what's next? We're going to teach you on those two key things: how to be a best-selling author, the quickest, simplest, easiest way possible, and how to monetize it based on my own personal experience, based on Michelle, and based on our other clients. And before we haven't been, if we haven't been properly introduced before, my name is Dr. Izdihar Jamil. I'm a media and publicity expert, and I love helping women to share their voices on multiple platforms, prestigious platforms, without prejudice. So Michelle, let's quickly introduce yourself again. Like, what's going to happen today is that Michelle and I, we're going to briefly introduce ourselves. I know we just said hello earlier. We're going to briefly introduce ourselves, and then we're going to be sharing with you and teaching you three very, 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 very important things on being a best-selling author and how to monetize it. And then we're going to have our beautiful client, Sarah, who's going to be joining us and give her like her experience, her heads up, her challenges, the things that excites her the most, the result that she's been getting. And then after that, Michelle and I, we're going to run through with you step by step on how you can be a best-selling author, make money. And not only that, we have plugged in publicity and media for you. So you're going to get in front of TV, you're going to get in front of speaking stage, you're going to be in front of media. So we have like the whole package for you. And best of all, you're going to feel so taken care of. We've taken quite a lot of things doing it for the ladies, right, Michelle, so that they can focus on what they need to focus on the most, which is writing their story. So Michelle, quickly just say hello to everyone again while we're waiting for a few more people to jump in.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mehta. I am a 4-time international best-selling author. Credit goes to Izdihar for allowing me to step into that title. I'm also a TEDx speaker, and I'm a confidence expert for women and recently, again, teenagers. So I'm here to tell you about the importance of why we should do books, the importance of why we should write our stories, the importance of why our story matters, no matter what background you're from, no matter what culture you're from, no matter what country you're from. That's what I'm truly inspired about today, to share that with you and to let you know that your voice matters and that you matter and you are needed in this crazy world that we live in. So I'm so excited to be here.
Fantastic. And quick question to everybody that is listening today and joining us. Thank you for joining. How many of you here would love to be a best-selling author this year? Let's say in the next 90 days. If you are, if you say yes, let us hear you. Put in your comment below. Let us hear you saying yes if you would love to be a best-selling author in 2022 or in the next 90 days. And then how many of you here would love to not only be a best-selling author and make money from your book, from your credibility, which is like, it's exciting, isn't it, Michelle? Because a lot of the time, a lot of publishers stop at just books, best-selling author, and then just stop at that. But with you, if you don't know, Michelle starts off as my client. That's how we got connected. She started off with doing a book project with me called Yes, I Can. That's how she started. And then to the point that she's amazing at what she does, I'm like, Michelle, you got to come and work with me. Like, you got to come on Team Diamond now. So, and then Michelle have seen how, which we're going to be sharing a little bit later, right, Michelle, on the steps, the pathway that Michelle take to build her credibility and have the opportunity to increase her ego, which is she's exactly doing right now. It's not like Sometime it's going to happen, but Michelle is actually doing it right now. So thank you for joining us. And I still remember the day when my husband Rizal says to me, I got my dream job. Do you want to move to America? Okay, babe, let's do it. I left my job as a computer scientist with a PhD and my family in Malaysia. Rizal, myself, my 4-year-old son Abram, my baby girl Nadra, we moved to Orange County, California. Here we are, Michelle and I in Orange County. And then not long after settling in, I stopped at Whole Foods to get some dates. And I'm wearing my hijab, my head covering, like I always do. When another shopper, middle-aged white guy, says to me, are you a Muslim? Yes, I am. Well, he says, I've read the Quran and it says that killing in the name of Islam is permissible. Are you going to blow yourself up? And I'm thinking, dude, do you even read Arabic? But I say, I'm doing my groceries. I've got young kids. I'm not going to blow myself up. Then he says, if you're not a mom, are you going to blow yourself up? I can feel like my whole body just shaking with anxiety. My chest tightens. I couldn't breathe. I have to leave. A few weeks after, my daughter Nadra is having the worst tantrum ever. As soon as Riza comes back from work, babe, look after her. I'm taking a shower. I'm washing my face when I hear bang, bang, bang. Come down now. There's police officers waiting for you. Try myself off, put on my hijab, pick up Nadra, go downstairs, and I see 2 police officers in full gear, guns over their shoulders, fingers on the trigger. Ma'am, your neighbor says there's a baby crying. Why is your baby crying? Because she's a baby. He checks her out. Nadra cries even louder, but there's nothing wrong with her. So they leave. Now I'm too scared to even leave home. To cheer me up, Rizal got me a present, an online course, so I can be an online coaching consultant. I can work from anywhere and still be with the kids, which is exactly what I want. I don't want to work at Google from 9 to 5. I want to be with my family and empower other people. So I studied the course. And one of the things I have to do is go live on social media. On Mother's Day 2018, I put on a pretty pink top, some makeup, a floral hijab. Just before hitting the live button for the first time, I freeze. People are going to think you're a terrorist. And I say, God, help me be brave. Turn on the camera, freeze again. Prayer, camera, freeze for 30 minutes. So I finally hit the live button, shared my message, and cried. Then I do it again, the next day, and the next, and the next, and the next. It isn't easy, but I persisted. Today, I'm a 14 times #1 international best-selling author. I've been featured on Forbes, TED, TV, magazines, hundreds of media, and spoken to thousands of people around the world. No person should ever have to be afraid of who you are, and your unique voices should be heard on prestigious platforms around the world without prejudice. Let us show you how. Michelle, let's take care of this woman. Let's take care of the voices. Let us lead the way on how they can share their voice in a book, build their credibility, have that trust and connection with their audience, and then make money from it and monetize it into so many other opportunities that when Michelle and I first started doing this, we're like, I don't think that's possible, but we're living it and breathing it today. So the first thing we want to talk about is visibility, okay? The mindset of your audience is that, oh, I'm interested in someone. They're gonna Google the heck out of you and they're gonna stalk your social media. That is kind of like the behavior of it. They're going to see, is this person legit? What they're up to? What can I find about them? Can I trust this person? So if you were to kind of like search on Google, so you can search on Google yourself. I'll give you an example of mine. Let me just quickly share my screen. So I search myself on Google. Yes, that's right, all the time, because I want to make sure what's on Google about me when people have that behavior is that it's the right thing for them. There's a trust, connection, authority with them. So the first thing that comes up is Izdihar Jamil, which is my website, LinkedIn, and guess what's the third one? Amazon. And Amazon has a high search engine optimization because I've got multiple books on Amazon. So when people people are naturally curious, right, Michelle? They're going to investigate. They're going to be curious, nosy, whatever it is. And they're going to say, oh, okay, this woman has been here. She's written here. She's written here, written here. And then instantly they're going to be like, this is one of the books Michelle and I are on, Women Who Lead, Volume 1, Volume 2 just came out recently. They were like, oh, yeah, she's legit. Instantly, your visibility raises, or your visibility, credibility raises because you're a best-selling author with the name. This is key, isn't it, Michelle? The name has to be on the front cover of the book. And the same on LinkedIn. When I put it on my LinkedIn profile, grab a copy, I'm a best-selling author, an influencer reach out to me. She's like, oh my God, I love your work. I just bought your book. I want to explore a collaboration with you. I want to explore this with you and this with you. So it works really well in putting you like at the top. And when I go for speaking engagements or interview, I would always be asked, can I be introduced as a #1 international best-selling author? So you're not just a self-proclaimed expert, but you are the expert. I mean, who would people rather choose? A self-proclaimed expert or a best-selling author? No-brainer. So Michelle, what was your experience in terms of visibility when you first started your journey? Like I said, Michelle and I got connected on LinkedIn actually. And one of the things that, we had a conversation. I'm like, Michelle, you got to come into my book project and be a best-selling author. What was that journey like to you in terms of visibility?
Yeah, so it was so interesting because I had worked with, I think at that point it was 18 different coaches I'd hired in 2019.
Right, 18, right? Not 8, but 18 different coaches.
Immediately, and Izzy was like number 19. And I had just fired my business coach 2 days before the call with Izdihar. And I was paying him $2,500 a month at that time. And I just was not getting the results. I was actually just like fighting tooth and nail with him. And so I finally said, I'm going to get rid of the contract and break the contract early. And I have a call with Izdihar. And I said, Izdihar, I don't have the funds. I can't say yes to anything else. She's like, well, I'm not offering you a program. I'm like, then what are you offering? She was, I'm offering you an opportunity to be an author. I'm like, an author? She was, yes, guaranteed 90 days. And I said, okay, because in my world, in my mind, being an author meant years and years of writing, meant years and years of rewriting. And it was just a dream that would never get published until 10 years from now. Because I've had a lot of friends that are like, oh, I'm writing a book, but like would not go anywhere. And she said, guaranteed #1 international bestselling author in 90 days. And the system was flawless. I'm so glad I fired that business coach, hired her immediately. And it was at the time where I had 2 full weeks of seminar training. And I said, I will not be able to write every day. Jules, that's okay. Just write what you can. We'll go from there. I must have sent in like 5 drafts. Izzy, can you check? Izzy, can you check? Izzy, can you check? And the system was proven. Not only did I become an author in 90 days, 6 months later, I got an opportunity to collaborate with one of the authors again and have
the same project.
Yes. The same project and have a second book come out. So through that process, not only did I build community, something I was looking for, but I was able to allow myself to be that expert, to have that title outside of myself, to own that I'm not just a random coach off the street, that I'm actually am an expert, because I realized through this process that experts write books. And if you're not an expert, you don't write. So that's been my experience of being credible and allowing myself to just share my story and enhance my creativity, something that I did not know I had inside of me.
That is exciting. And we're going to touch base about the process in a few moments, because like Michelle said, in her mind, it's kind of like a long-winded process. You have to write 60,000 words, whereas in what we do, because we understand how to win a game, is to play together as a team. So as a team, the fastest, quickest, simplest way possible is for each of us to write down about our expertise, our experience in one chapter, about 3,000 words max. So darlings, you're gonna have to be really intentional in what you're writing. And that's one of the things that you're gonna get when you join our book project that's coming up called The Game Changer. The first thing that's gonna happen when you click that red button, we're gonna show you where in a few moments. When you click that red button, is that you're gonna receive a writing formula that I have crafted, that I have learned from a New York Times bestselling author. So this is like highly converting, easy to write. So you know what's gonna, you here, and then you're done. And then after that, you're gonna have a call with Michelle. Michelle here is gonna help to nail your story. The bestseller, she's a multiple #1 international bestselling author. She's also leading her book project, which she's gonna be talking about after this. So we have a good system and structure in place, which brings me to the second point of authority. Michelle mentioned that, okay, now I'm an authority. Now I consider as the expert, because all experts, Tony Robbins, you have Acker, Oprah, Michelle Obama, I think even, was it Kim Kardashian or one of the Kardashians, or maybe not, but they all have got books in it. Oh, I know Christy Teigen, John Legend's wife. She even has a book about cookery. Pippa Middleton, who is Kate Middleton's sister, even has a book. So it kind of brings a level of expertise into what you bring. And all it is, we talked about the story in that. It's a story that we're going to work through together, right? So you're going to have a call Michelle. Michelle's going to help sift through the best story that's going to help you to connect with your audience, build the like, know, love, trust factor with them, and position you as the leader. Because all it is in that story, and what Michelle is going to help you to do, is go from point A to point B. Michelle isn't going to be saying, okay, we need to have all to plan Z, just A to B. It's what it is to give that trust that, hey, this is what I've come through. This is my challenges. This is how I overcame it. And this is how you can do it too. You're just showing them that it is done. This is how I did it, and build that trust factor. So Michelle, let's talk about the authority in building the connection, the trust. What was in your experience that when you read books, for example, that have that connection with other people that made you interested to either collaborate with them or or do a project with them or become the clients or vice versa?
Yeah, first of all, I got rid of the imposter syndrome. Being an authority helped me get rid of the imposter syndrome, because I was this girl next door type persona, that entrepreneur should not have been started in my 20s. It should have been started in my 40s. And here I am, super duper gung-ho about becoming a coach and doing the best way and investing myself, personal development. And through the journey, got a lot of backlash. Don't do it now, do it later. Why do you want to do it now? You should be in corporate America and be in management. You'll be making so much more money. You are not being credit card debt, blah, blah, blah. And through this journey, not only did I find my inner happiness, I haven't been the happiest in years since being an author. And number two, it was a full-on nurturing process, because through this coaching journey that I've been on, I was alone. I was figuring this out on my own. It was me and my coach, and that was like 18 of them at one point, and then Izzy was number 19. It was just those people that I was interacting with, and their mindset was quite different. Their capabilities were quite different because they had already been accomplished, but I was still trying to learn the ropes. So
Yes.
through this book project, not only did I meet like-minded women, but I immediately connected them on Facebook. I got to see them. They're just like me. They're not Oprahs of the world. They are just like me, using their voice. And through that came out some of my best friends. Through that came out some of my soul sisters. And it was just a journey that I appreciated. So being the authority allows you to up your game, because who you network with is what your net worth is equivalent to. So I was networking with myself, me, myself, and I doesn't get you as far. Versus hanging out with 17 Izzies will get you farther. So that's what I learned.
That is beautiful. And just speaking of that, I remembered when Women Who Lead, this one, the volume 1, when it come out, a lady, her name is Jan. So Jan bought multiple copies of Women Who Lead because she loves it so much. And she read our story. And also because Jan's happy place is Audible. So I had Women Who Lead on Audible. So she already had that connection with me when she bought that multiple copies. So she already had that connection with me and the other ladies. And when the opportunity comes for like, hey, I'm doing my next book project, which was Women Who Lead Volume 2 that we just launched, I think last week or the week before, I think it's last week, that hit #1 on multiple countries. And Jan and I asked, like, who wants to be in it with me? And guess who raised up her hand? Jan. So Jan raised up her hand. It's like, you know what? This is what I want. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then I think within 24 hours, 48 hours, Jane came back and was like, I've already written my chapter. It's already within me. I already have it in me. And like, I just blurted it out. I just vomited it out loud. You know, it's already there. I feel that a lot of the times we already have a story inside of us. And it's just a matter of trusting that story to come out. And even if you don't know which story to come out, or is it worthy? Is it good enough? What people are going to think about me? Michelle is there going to be helping you on that first call. When you click that red button, you're going to have a call with Michelle. So Michelle's going to filter through everything. She's done multiple books herself. She's written for magazines. She's a TED speaker. And one of the things you don't know about TED speakers is that we do have to write our own speech. It's no winging it. So it's like Michelle's already got that training and powerfully can guide you into getting the best story that's been connecting with between you and your audience, but also position you as the expert. Because when you're with us in the Game Changer, it's for leaders and experts and trailblazers, we're going to play a different league, right, Michelle? Because the people that are on Game Changer are going to be in front of TV, in front of speaking engagements, on podcasts, on magazines, you know, on media. So it is, we will take care of you and prepare you for that. But it starts with taking the first step, which is pressing the red button, in which Michelle and I are going to show you in a few moments. And then let's kind of wrap up with the point. So we know about visibility. We know about people going to be, imagine like on social media with you holding your book like that. Instantly, that's like credibility, visibility, authority, because not many people are doing that. And then the third one that Michelle and I want to touch base on before we bring Sarah up is the impact. The impact that it can have, like a lily pad. You start here and then you jump to the next lily pad, and then the next lily pad, and the next lily pad, and the next lily pad. I'll give you an example of my client, Jessica, who is also part of the book project that Michelle was on as well. So Jessica is a transformation coach, and Jessica is one of her dreams to be a best-selling author. She just loves, like, it's one of her dreams. But again, like Michelle, is so big, how is she going to do it? She doesn't have the team or the expertise to do it. So Jess joined the book project called Yes, I Can. I think it was volume 2. Jess joins it. And then after that, we hit #1 in multiple countries. Jess then, I taught her a strategy that she can use to leverage her publicity and authority. On one project alone, she got about 13, 14 clients, and she made over 20K on that one project alone. And then she repeated it again a few months after. So it's a trickling in from being a best-selling author to knowing the right strategy, which we're going to be teaching you in our masterclass. For when those who jump into the game changer, we're going to be teaching you exactly that. It's what I thought Michelle, it's what I thought Sarah, it's what I thought Monica, and so many other women. We're going to be teaching you that. And then after that, they're on so many places, right, Michelle? Speaking engagements, interviews, TED Talk, or multiple other platforms, magazines. So let's kind of share with people, Michelle, in terms of your experience on the impact on what it has when you first, like that day on 2019, like when you had the conversation, okay, Michelle, let's be, you're gonna be a best-selling author in 90 days. So from that moment to where you are now, because that's a huge transformation that happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I said yes to the Yes I Can project, the book came out in February. I had a press release, I had an opportunity to do a press release with 200 media companies in January. And because of that book and the press release, I was able to be on a cover of a local Indian magazine. And so I secretly caused the pandemic. That's the impact that this had, because the universe couldn't handle this girl next door experience. They couldn't handle her success, that the whole world shut down thanks to this thing called COVID-19. And so through that journey, not only did I able to find clients in the area that I was looking for, but it gave me an opportunity to apply for a TED Talk, had one call, got selected, and voila, right? I did not have to do the whole bells and whistles of the process that is required now. Literally had one call with the organizer and was selected. Through the TEDx journey, I was able to not write just one book, but I actually have the opportunity to guest write, ghost write, and bring out and inspire people to share their stories a lot more. So through the impact was being on people's podcasts, because podcasters are looking for credible guests. Credible guests are people who have experts. They have been featured on TV. They've been featured in the books. They've been featured in the media. Those are the experts that they're looking for. And so I had the opportunity to network with like-minded people, create my own community, and really just stand out, because through this journey and the hard work of doing it all by myself, quote unquote, all by myself, has allowed me to open up doors to know that I'm not the only one, right? That I'm not the only one, that I'm not the crazy one, because in my family, people think I'm crazy. They think that my energy should be showcased somewhere else, not here. But I am living my soul purpose, and that is what I'm truly blessed to be on. So your world is your oyster. Have the book first. That is the first step. And with our process, we've hit #1 in 5 countries in 4 hours. That is a freaking hit record. Big thanks to Izdihar's consistent leverage, her consistent methods. We've hit #1 before the day even ends. We've hit #1 before the clock goes from AM to PM.
Exactly. And if you see how Michelle goes, and Michelle, sometimes she can be so humble, but I'm going to tell you, darlings, Michelle is now co-leading her book project, her own book project, The World of Sex, with Sarah, who's going to be jumping in a moment, in a minute or so. Michelle is now co-leading that, helping other women to amplify their voices, to have the courage to share about the voices. And more importantly, Michelle now has an opportunity to generate or add on a source of income to her business, because she's offering a service, right? A high value service to people. And I'm not talking this happening in 6 months or 12 months or like 2 years ago. I'm talking about right now. Michelle is getting her hands dirty right now and enjoying those. She's like, oh my God, this just happened. Like, we did a strategy. I taught Michelle and Sarah a strategy, and Michelle was like, oh my God, 70 people said yes. Like, what am I going to do now? I don't have time to talk to 70 people. And these are the trickling effects, right, Michelle, that happened to you as well. You just got to know how to do it. And one of the things about me is I used to teach women on how to build a business and sales, because I had to become really, really good at it, and I love it. So I take that expertise of mine Michelle's have been in other book projects except mine, but none of them taught them how to do things and make money, right, Michelle?
Yes, that is correct.
Absolutely. So let's bring Sarah in. And then so we can say hi to Sarah. So Sarah is one of my clients. She is in the book project of Women Who Lead in Women Who Lead Volume 1. You can talk about her, you can check out her story. It's available on Amazon. And Sarah is a confident coach who loves the outdoor. She uses the outdoor to help people to build their confidence using small steps. So Sarah, darling, come and say hello.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here with Izzy and everything that she has done for you, for me, for anyone who's ever wanted to be an author or get their name out there is just incredible. I'm so excited to be here, so honored to be here. And thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you, Sarah. And what a blessing. And Sarah actually came first into the book project with Jessica, who was my client before. So Sarah, start with, I think was the book Motherhood, was it, Sarah? Was it the book Motherhood, Ambitious Woman Rise?
Ambitious Woman Rise.
Right, so Ambitious Woman Rise. So you can see like the trickling effect right here, right now, from me to Jessica to Sarah, and now Sarah are partnering up with Michelle. These two are getting into their hands dirty, into amazing things and impacting other women from there. So Sarah, let's just quickly touch base on what was the fear that you have in becoming a best-selling author, or even in sharing your story, because I know one of the things that you shared in your story was like, what are people going to think about me? Like, you know, what are they going to be thinking about? What are they going to be saying about me? And like, who am I to even share a story in a book? So let's talk about how you overcome that.
Absolutely. So you bring up the not feeling like your story is worthy to be heard, and imposter syndrome is really a big thing. And that's one of the things I've been working on with my new clients. Thanks to you, I've been able to get my coaching business off the ground, more speaking engagements. But that's one of the things that I talk about is everybody is so unique. Everybody has their own specific story, right? And even like one of my first stories was about being in an abusive relationship, right? And so that's something that's really vulnerable, I think, to put out there. But at the same time, my motivation to do it was to let people know that they aren't the only ones going through it, that they can get out of it, and they can not only survive afterwards, but they can thrive. And so I want to emanate that to everyone, and to my clients, to anyone who reads the book, everything like that, to know that there is a way out. And sometimes the best motivation that someone can have is to know that somebody else has been through it. So it's so important, even if you don't think that your story isn't worth hearing, everyone has their own unique story. Everybody's story is worth hearing. We are all individuals. We are all unique. And with that uniqueness, we can resonate with people out there to let them know that they aren't alone, or they've been through the same situation. It's a big deal. And becoming a best-selling author, like you had mentioned right there at the beginning, this fear of what are people going to say about me? What if someone hears this? Someone is going to say mean things to me, or give me a bad review. I think we've all seen Facebook or TV, or that happens to everybody. It happens to the nicest people. It happens to the meanest people. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Not everybody is going to like what you do. Not everybody is going to understand where you're coming from, the message that you are trying to give. And that's okay, because it's just not for them. That's okay.
Yeah, and you talked about this vulnerability, right? A lot of people are scared. Look, if you come in the book and say, ta-da, here I am, people are just gonna, okay, she's done it. But when you share that vulnerability side of you, that's when you truly connect with them, you and them connect, and build a bit, because just like Michelle said, oh, she's human. She's just like me. You know, she's gone through this, she's gone through maybe not exactly the same things, but she's gone through it. And one of the things I wrote in my writing formula is that you got to be vulnerable, like let it out. The more painful it is, the better. And you know, in Woman Who Lit this one, like everybody's story, like everybody was everybody had moments when they had tears. Woman Who Lit Volume 1, everybody had moment when we had tears, like majority of them, if not all. Like you, Sarah had a story when she was crying, and Michelle had a story, and I had a story. Like, you know, like it is part of it. And that's why Women Who Lead does really, really well, been featured in multiple different places, because it's that vulnerability. And it takes courage to show your weakness and your vulnerability. And secretly, that's what people want. That's what people want, to know they're human. And Sarah, I just wanted to touch base with you, because Sarah and I, we had a call, and as we were going to the class, I was like, I got to tell you something. I got to tell you something. And that's something Sarah told me last year. This is what I want to do. This is my vision. You just started, Sarah, you just started your journey then, right? Best-selling author.
Yes.
Sarah's also been featured on Fox, NBC, CBS, and Spotlight magazine. So she's just starting planting the seeds. And then that call, I got to tell you something. I got to I got to tell you something. So tell us, what is your dream that you have? And what is that something that happened?
So I got an invite to go speak in New York City.
Yeah.
And on top, right? And on top of that, then they offer me to go speak in Croatia.
Oh,
so yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah, surprise.
Oh my God, that is crazy. And the thing that you told me is that they found you, correct?
Yes, they did. They found me. They did. They found me. And because I wasn't actively searching for something that big yet, but when it's your time, it's your time. Things will build and become what you need it to be for you when you're ready. And I'm just so excited.
Oh my God. And it was one of things, like Sarah, you were planting the seeds of being a best-selling author, media, magazines. Did you feel that those things that you did in building your credibility, your own confidence, the confidence to share your own story, did you feel that it helped in getting you to speak on stage in New York and then Croatia?
Absolutely. I don't think that without the books and this media and these different outlets and getting this exposure, and I was in Business Innovators magazine as well, and Spotlight magazine. So I think that those really laid the strong foundation for me to be seen, to show my credibility, and to show that I am serious about what I want to do.
Yes, absolutely. And then now, Sarah, you and Michelle are now in a position. Before that, let me just share this with everybody. Look, this is Sarah M. Ruda. This is what I tell you, right? People are just going to search for you and just find out. So her website, her media piece that recognizes her as a #1. I don't think, Sarah, have you Googled yourself? But
I totally Google myself.
#1 international best-selling author. What do you call this? Audible.
It's a podcast. Yep.
Yes, a podcast, and then news, MPS News, Business Innovators magazine. So I helped her to get on Business Innovators magazine because it's one of the magazine that has a high search ranking optimization. That's what I put the ladies in. So that's Sarah here. That's Sarah. She's in Amber's podcast. She was in mine as well. So it kind of have that trickling effect. So let's touch base on this part. You're being a best-selling author. You've got the media coverage. You've been invited to be as a speaker on stage on East Coast of New York. Sarah lives in Kansas and in New York, and then now in Croatia. Like if you don't know Croatia, it's in somewhere in Europe. That's I think this is somewhere.
Yeah, it's just south of Romania. I don't know if
Yeah.
that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Sarah and Michelle, who met on the book project, Women Who Lead, are collaborating on their own book project to help other women, and also, just like Sarah said, expanding your business and making an income. So Sarah, talk us about through that experience and whether it's giving you the confidence and now the opportunity for you to make money in your business.
Yes. So when I first came into the first book project, I was like, okay, I'm really happy that there's an outline here, just help me walk through everything. And I got that out there. I mean, it's just small steps to reach
Yes.
a bigger goal. And each step is so important, but it's so much fun. You get to meet all these amazing people. It helps you build your confidence having this amazing support group around you. Because I know there's been a couple of days where I'm like, Michelle, this isn't working right. And she's like, just calm down. This is what we're doing, So, it's so nice to have the support system. And then bam, you are just out there in the media. Everybody sees your face. They see what you're about. They see your true vulnerable stories are out there. And not just in the United States, it's all over the world. Your name is all over the world. And it's just a humbling experience. I'm so grateful for it. And it has helped me to build up my confidence. Like, hey, people do want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah. Yes. And now the opportunity to get more clients and make money in your business, which is really, really exciting. Can you imagine them too? They don't know each other before this, but they're in a book project together, Women Who Lead, and that trickles into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I'm pretty sure there's more things coming up with both Michelle and Sarah. So Sarah, I just wanted to thank you so much for joining Michelle and I for today. And then we wish you all the best in your speaking engagement. And then Sarah and I, Michelle, we're going to be touching base because they're doing the book, The World of Yes with me. I'm using my system and my methodology and my team members. So all they have to do is take care of the women that they're in the book project. So Sarah, thank you so much. And I'll let you kind of like leave yourself
Absolutely.
out. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was so great to be here. I can't wait to meet all of you.
Yay! Fantastic. Thank you. So Michelle,
Bye, Sarah. I love you.
So Michelle, let's kind of jump into, while Sarah slowly easing herself out of this, let's kind of jump into the announcement of the name of the next book, on where people can jump into and come into the project with us. You've heard what it can do for you. You've heard the system. You've heard the methodology, the principle. You've heard from Michelle and Sarah, who are real life people who have experienced it firsthand multiple times. So it wasn't just one time. They've experienced it multiple times. And Michelle has worked with other people as well on different book projects. But she's like, nothing's like the Izzy brand, nothing's like it. So Michelle, let's make an announcement, the title of the book that we have specifically curated for the leaders, for the trailblazers, for the coaches, the entrepreneurs who are playing a game, a big game to make a change, to touch people's heart, to grow their income, to help others, and also to have their voices being heard on multiple platforms so that they can increase their income. And the name of the book is
The Game Changer.
Yes, The Game Changer. It is The Game Changer, How to Win in Life by Doing Simple Actions. And my vision is this: as an expert, we're going to cut through all the BS and give people the straight shooter thing that's going to be the game changer, the turning point that they need to do, whether it's in health, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationship, because people tend to overcomplicate things so much, right, Michelle? Michelle has got at one point 18 different coaches, and it just becomes too complex, too burden. But what we want, in my vision in this book, is that what is the game changer? What is the one thing that people need to know that can be a turning point in their life? And often than not, as the expert, position yourself. You don't give people complicated things because the confused mind doesn't buy. You give people, this is the straightforward answer. And you can check this page out. I want everybody right now to go to izdiharjamil.com/silver. izdiharjamil.com/silver. And I want everybody right now to click on the red button. Click on the red button right now. And with packages of not just the book, but we've plugged in TV, we've plugged in speaking engagement, we've plugged in podcast. We want your voices to be heard on various other platforms. That's how you get in front of people, right, Michelle? You go into places.
And absolutely. And you know what? Experts are the place. Experts show up on places. Experts make an impact. And so you being part of the Game Changer project allows you to not only have your voice be heard in the book, but it opens up opportunities because you can lead with an international bestselling author. I mean, before the clock changes from AM to PM, you've already hit international bestselling author in multiple countries. And that is outside of US. That includes Canada. That includes Australia. We've hit #1 in Germany. We've hit #1 in India, China, Japan. I mean, where you are, you hit #1 in that country. So it is a proven process. I've done it 4 times already through Izdihar's journey. I've done it a couple other times with other people as well. But the support, the nurturing, the game plan, the network of like-minded people coming together starts with you.
Absolutely. And can I just say, like, for Women Who Lead, Jack Canfield gave a review on the front cover. Jack Canfield, who is the New York Times bestselling author. And this takes a lot of work in the process. So I don't know anyone else who has a book project that has Jack Canfield on the front cover, an Olympian, you know, who gave a review as well, and a senior Forbes contributor who gave a foreword on the book. So let's run through what is it that you're going to be getting when you come into the project with us. And the first thing that's going to happen when you click the red button here is that we're going to be sending you a writing formula so that you can get started. You don't have to think. You just follow through, start here, 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 here. And then Michelle is you're going to have a call straight after that. Straight after you hit the red button, I'm going to give you Michelle's calendar so that you can have a call with Michelle. And Michelle is going to help you to identify the best story for you and lay it out for you. The step-by-step process. So you're not on your own. You're not on your own. When you come into the project, you come into our family. That's how Michelle and I have been raised. We've been raised to take care of each other just like family. It's more than a dollar sign to us. When people come to us, it's more than a dollar sign. Families take care of each other. I don't know which family you're from, but in my and Michelle's family, we take care of each other. Michelle has been over to my place. She's met my children. She's met my husband. I've been over to Michelle's place. I've met her mom, her dad. I've even like cooked for Michelle and her family on my famous cauliflower. So I've done like, you know, we treat each other just like family. And families take care of one another in an intimate connection. There's only 15 spots. I've already sold a few of them. So there's only a few spots left in it. So let's run through, Michelle, what they are going to be getting from the book project. So they have, each of you going to get a chapter, just like Michelle did, about 3,000 words included, all in. That's why Michelle is going to be helping you to be really intentional with your story. You're going to get it included in the paperback. So all of you will get a paperback with your name on the front cover and your chapter reformatted to chapter #1. And then I'll hook you up with a publisher that can publish your book on demand, and whatever sales and profit you make for your version is yours to keep. Michelle, just checking with people, like, what is it like to have your name on the front cover compared to just being in a book project? Because I know some book projects just like, okay, you're just in it, but then there's nothing to show.
So when you're in the media world and you get an opportunity to be on TV, they want an image of your book. It goes hand in hand. When your cover has your name on it. When your cover has your name on it, it positions you completely differently, because people who write the whole book has their name on it. The fact is that Izdihar system has been proven so many times that your chapter, like in my book, my chapter was called Grab the Opportunity. Chapter 1 is Grab the Opportunity. Right? In Izdihar's book, it's hers. So she takes the time, her and her publishing team takes the time to make sure that you're in the front. It makes it a lot easier to autograph. It makes it a lot easier to present yourself. And when you present yourself in the media, they want a picture of your book. It collaborates. It automatically builds a know, like, and love, trust factor that Izdihar says, because they know you, they like you, they love you, they will trust you because you're congruent with your messaging.
Absolutely. And then, like we said, we've already plugged into podcast, TV show, and speaking engagement. We've already put it all together for you. All you have to do is write your story and show up when we tell you to show up, the time that we need to show up. For example, I've just secured Women Who Lead Volume 2 on a TV show, podcast, and magazine, all in one. And the same thing that I've applied in this package on the Game Changer, because I want your voices to be heard on multiple places, and I don't want you to get stressed doing it. Let me take care of it, like my team and I, like Michelle and I, take care of it, because this is what we do. We're the best in what we do. So your job is to share your story. That's why I've plugged in publicity and a book. And on top of that, we have masterclasses on how to make 20K. It's my signature masterclass. I've taught Michelle, I've taught Sarah, I've taught Jessica, Amy, Monica, so many other women of it. We'll give you a group writing session. You always get private session with Michelle. You always get private session with Michelle because you need it to hash things out. And then there's so many other things like a TV show. I have my own TV show hosted on the Motivation and Success Network. It's aired in over 30 countries. And this year, we're going to roll it out to Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, so many other places. And Roku alone has 50 million views every day. 50 million views. And statistics show your brand awareness increases by 30% when you're on this platform. Can you imagine your message, your voice in front of millions? The impact it's going to have to you, the people that you're reaching out, so many other things that can happen. And the other bonuses, there's other bonuses when you paid in full. One of the bonuses that I'm going to put you in front of media, in front of Fox, NBC, CBS, and hundreds of other media, just like how I helped Sarah earlier. That's how people are able to find her. I've shown you in her Google search earlier. So the key here is you're going to be getting all of this. The first thing you do when you click that red button over here, when you go to izdiharjamil.com/silver, click that red button. If you want a payment plan, click a blue button. So I would recommend click the red button because you're going to get a $2,000 scholarship. It's $5,000. All this is just $5,000. And you get a book, media, speaking, podcast, TV, all of this in one. So click the red button, and the first thing that's going to happen is that we'll send you the writing formula. You're going to have a call with Michelle here to nail down your story, the best story that you can have. Plus other things, masterclasses, so many other things that comes together. We need your chapter by 30th of June. So you have a little bit of time to have a conversation with Michelle. Straight away have a conversation with Michelle, and you have some time to craft your chapter. We want it to be the best version. There's no substandards. And we The intention is to publish it in August, September this year. It takes 90 days once you submit the chapter to the publishing date. And I have the best team to take care of it for you. So again, go, these are our clients.
60 days to write. I had 28 days to write.
Yes.
60 days. I have 28 days to write when it was first introduced to me. And let me tell you, I basically only had 14 days because 2 full weeks were in seminar training with 12-hour days. So if I can do it in 14 days, you should have no excuse in doing it in 60 days, especially when you get a call with me and we get to design it together.
Exactly. And you have a coaching session as well, on a group session with me to further clarify things. So all you have to do, darlings, is go to izdiharjamil.com/silver, izdiharjamil.com/silver, and click on that red button to get a $2,000 scholarship, where my company is going to sponsor you $2,000 for you to come into the project. And this is the time for you to go forward, the red button, and immediately you're going to have a call directly with Michelle to nail down the best story for you. We don't take things for granted. When you're in, and we go all the way to the top. Media, public speaking, TV, podcast, speaking engagement has all been planned out for you. The question is, are you going to say yes? And we hope you do. We hope you say yes. You know, you can feel it within you that, oh my God, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then clicked on the red button, because everything within you is already a yes. And then we're going to welcome you to our family. We're going to take care of you. We're going to hold your hand from start to finish. You would not feel alone. You would have us. You would feel the warmth, connection, and love. And when you have your PMS, we're going to be like, okay, that's okay. And I'm going to kick your bum up again. So Michelle, let's wrap up. And and thank you everybody for joining me today. izdiharjamil.com/silver. Let's be the trailblazer in the game changer. You are a trailblazer. Even if you feel you haven't got things to share or worthy, you've heard from Michelle, you heard from Sarah. We've got the best way to help you. So thank you, everybody. So Princess Munchkin said, thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you in the next training. Take care and may peace be upon you. Bye.
Bye.